Okay, I'm going to start with a question. So my question for you is, what would it be like to live in a perfect world? Would you want to live in a perfect world? Think about it for a minute. My question then would be, well, what does this world look like? How do people act? And the whole word perfect, I don't know. It seems almost too good to be true. And that's exactly the theme that Lois Lowry just talks about in her book, The Giver. So she explores a world and she creates a world that's considered to be perfect. So in this world, there's no war, there's no hunger, people are happy and polite, but at the same time, they're limited with their choices. So to live in a perfect world, they give up the choice of who they're going to marry, they give up the choice of how many kids they're going to have, or even having their own kids. They give up the choice of the job that they have, and instead are basically just told who you're going to marry, given a couple of kids, and then told what job you're going to do, and that they're happy with it. So in this world, yes, it's supposed to be perfect, but that means you have no choices. So it's a pretty big thing that you're giving up, no choices. But just a little summary of this book. It starts off following a little boy named Jonas. And Jonas is 11 years old, and he's about to turn 12. And 12 is sort of the hallmark age where in this community you become an adult. And at the age of 12, you go to the ceremony of 12, where you're given a job and you're accepted into the community as a community member performing that job. So of course when it's Jonas's turn, he's very nervous. And he gets up there and the job that they shout for him is receiver. Receiver. Nobody has really heard of this job. It's a very special job. Nobody's been a receiver in a very long time. So Jonas feels very honored to be the receiver, but also kind of nervous. And basically what the receiver does is, from the giver, he receives all of the memories of the community. So the collective community memory from before they were even this perfect community. So it will be Jonas's job to learn about war and happiness and sadness and all these extreme emotions that were around before the community was perfect. Because really now it's pretty much a bland society and everything's the same. So it's a really cool book, and I really liked it. I think Lois Lowry does a fabulous job with the writing. It's a quick, easy read, but it really packs a punch, and it has some powerful ideas for you to explore. This is a modern fantasy book, and specifically futuristic fantasy, because it takes place in a world that could be like ours, but set in the future, because they do some science fiction-y stuff where they like alter your eyes so that you can't see color and you only see in black and white. But it's a really cool book, and lots of students would love this book, just for the fact that modern fantasy is so interesting, and it has aspects of our world that they can compare it to, but at the same time it's completely unique and different. So I would highly, highly, highly recommend this, and I think many kids will enjoy it. And to close this up, I'm just going to read a little quote from the book to entice you and hopefully to encourage you to read the book. Alright, so this is from chapter 13. And this is Jonas talking. So he starts off, "We don't dare let people make choices of their own." "It's not safe," said the giver. "Definitely not safe," Jonas said with certainty. "What if they were allowed to choose their own mate and choose wrong? Or what if," he went on, almost laughing at the absurdity, "that they choose their own jobs?" "Frightening, isn't it?" said the giver. Jonas chuckled. "Very frightening. I can't even imagine it. We really have to protect people from making the wrong choices." Alright, so that's my book review on The Giver by Lois Lowry. Go out and get it.